Law enforcement sources say he's from Wisconsin, how they tracked him down. We speak with the teaching assistant who saw panic in his students' eyes and what he saw when he came face to face with the gunman. Team coverage with Whit Johnson and Pierre Thomas. Chaos in Sydney, Australia. More than a dozen people killed, hundreds seen running for their lives as shots rang out at the iconic Bondi Beach. What we've learned about the suspects, a father and son accused of targeting a Hanukkah celebration. Plus the remarkable moment when a bystander heroically confronted one of the two gunmen, wresting the weapon from his hands and suffering gunshot wounds. Tonight, security has increased at synagogues throughout this country. Also tonight, the dangerous blast of Arctic air and the biggest December snowfall in New York City and Philadelphia in 7 years. Highway spinouts, flight cancellations, and ground stops ordered at several major airports. Right behind it, a blast of brutal cold. Our weather team times it all out. U.S. military jets fly over Syria. 2 American soldiers from Iowa and their interpreter dead after an ISIS attack. President Trump promises to inflict significant damage on those responsible. The frightening moments after United Airlines jet lost power in one engine during takeoff in Virginia. The jet forced to dump fuel on its harrowing trip back to the airport. Plus, late word, a JetBlue plane narrowly avoided a collision with a U.S. military aircraft over the Caribbean. ESPN reports the University of Michigan is now investigating its entire athletic department just days after firing its head football coach, who was later charged with felony home invasion and other counts. History is made as the Heisman Trophy is awarded, and America strong tonight as beloved entertainer Dick Van Dyke turns 100. He shares one of his secrets to a long life.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this busy Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin tonight with breaking news in 2 horrific mass shootings, one on the campus of Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, and another on Australia's iconic Bondi Beach. At Brown University, terrified students were seen running from gunfire as others barricaded themselves inside classrooms. 2 students were killed and 9 others injured. Police released footage of who they believe may be a person of interest. Authorities detaining a man in his 20s hours later, and we want to warn you that some images may be disturbing. Overseas in Sydney, Australia, this man is being hailed a hero for wresting the gun away from one of the alleged attackers, the Jewish community targeted on the first night of Hanukkah. The victims of that attack were honored tonight at the National Menorah Lighting Ceremony in Washington, D.C. We'll have more on that attack in a moment, but first, ABC's Whit Johnson reports from the scene on Brown University's campus.
Tonight, a person of interest has been detained after a deadly mass shooting on the campus of Brown University as students were studying for final exams.
We have somebody that's at the police station, a person of interest, and we're going to continue to build that case in order to be able to charge that person.
More than 400 law enforcement officers, including the FBI and ATF, swarming the scene. Investigators releasing these images of who they believe may be the shooter in dark clothing, calmly walking the streets of Providence. Hours later, a man detained nearly 20 miles away. Sources say 2 weapons recovered.
In front of the Sciences Library on the Manning Walk for a male shot in the back.
The first 911 calls coming in shortly after 4 p.m. yesterday. Police say a gunman entered the Barris and Hawley Engineering Building and opened fire on the first floor. The doors of the building unlocked because of final exams.
We heard commotion outside the door of what sounded like students screaming and got like the sound of gunshots. Around 5 seconds or so later, we see a gunman walk in on the left-hand side.
Senior Joseph Aduro was leading an economic studies session with around 60 other students when he says a masked man entered the lecture hall armed with a large gun.
He entered the room and you could just see the panic in all the students' eyes. I was standing in the front, so as soon as he walked in, he immediately saw me and I immediately saw him. And then I look to my right and I see a bunch of students running down the stairs, running out the door, jumping on the ground, just whatever it takes to stay alive.
When you made eye contact with him, what did your mind tell you in terms of what was happening in that moment?
When I saw him, I saw a gun. The gun was so big and long that I genuinely thought like, okay, this is the end of the road for me.
How soon did he start shooting after he entered the room?
He just started shooting right away. there was no hesitation.
Students shot around him. Oduro guiding others to hide behind a desk, calling police and sending these text messages to his family.
I said, I love you all. I love you all. There's an active shooter. Please pray. And then I texted my parents, oh my goodness, he's in the room. God, I'm so scared.
Across the campus, terrified students receiving cell phone alerts, telling them to lock doors, silence phones, stay hidden. Students piling tables and chairs against doors, barricading themselves inside classrooms. Police rushing to the engineering building, but they say the suspect had already fled through the side of the complex. President Trump monitoring from the White House.
I've been fully briefed on the Brown University situation, what a terrible thing it is. And all we can do right now is pray for the victims and for those that were very badly hurt.
Brown University and the surrounding area locked down for hours as police search for the killer.
Police! Police! Promise police! Hands!
Heavily armed officers evacuating students.
Just keep your hands up for us.
Oduro helping to carry a woman shot in both of her legs to safety. At least 2 students killed, 9 others injured.
Do you believe most of those students were in your classroom?
I think all of them were in my classroom.
The tragedy unfolding right before the holidays. Tonight, a Christmas tree and menorah lighting ceremony turning into a vigil for a grieving community.
I think the most important thing that we can do is just be there for each other. We just have to continue to be strong, because once we bow our heads down and we just give up, we let the killer win.
And Lindsay, tonight Brown University has canceled all remaining classes and finals for the semester. 8 students still remain in the hospital, where most are in critical but stable condition. 1 student is critical. Lindsay.
We are hoping they will all recover with thank you.
When so much feels unstable, Maryland Health Connection is still here with health coverage you can count on.
Yep, I'm still here. Let's find a health plan in your budget.
Lysol knows when the whole house is sick, your laundry is sick. Adding Lysol laundry sanitizer kills 99.9% of illness-causing bacteria detergents leave behind. Clean is good, sanitized is better.
City officials have confirmed this is a Category 5 storm.
I'm sending over live satellite data now. Command,
You know, Sarah, it's amazing to see everyone come together like this. Just incredible.
welcome to the biggest spoiler event.
Coming online now.
Let's make sure we're keeping those exits clear. I've never seen crowds this big.
A new photo tonight from the Will County Sheriff's Office of a child missing.
Authorities are working around the clock to find her.
I have a possible sighting of the child.
100, go ahead, 100.
I'm with the missing child.
Let's get right to ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas for more on that person of interest. Pierre, what more are you learning tonight?
Well, law enforcement sources are describing the person of interest as a man in his mid-20s from Wisconsin. Tonight, search warrants are being executed and a deep dive into the man's background are underway. One of the key moments in the manhunt came after a witness described a gun with a distinctive characteristic seen at the attack. Sources say they recovered a gun fitting that description, along with an additional firearm when the person of interest was detained at a hotel in Coventry, Rhode Island. Authorities are investigating whether the man may have ties to Brown University, and there's a heavy emphasis tonight to continue to canvass the area around the campus for additional footage from cell phones and cameras.
And Pierre, tell us about the threat environment, both here at home and around the world.
Well, FBI and Homeland Security officials have been warning that the holidays are a time when law enforcement should be especially on guard. A joint intelligence bulletin issued on November 26 flatly states there's a heightened threat of violence from potential attackers, including so-called lone wolves, throughout the winter holidays. Today's cities, including D.C. and New York, are stepping up security for the first night of Hanukkah after authorities say a pair of gunmen targeted a Hanukkah celebration in Australia, killing more than a dozen people. Tonight, law enforcement across the nation are being told to be vigilant, Lindsay.
Pierre, our thanks to you. Overseas now to that deadly terror attack at a Hanukkah event in Australia. Dramatic video shows the moments a bystander rushed in and disarmed one of the alleged shooters. At least 15 people were killed and dozens more injured. The victims range in age from 10 to 87. Police say the two suspects are a father and son. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore.
Tonight, chaos at Australia's famed Bondi Beach. Hundreds running for their lives as a pair of gunmen opened fire on a crowd gathered to celebrate the first night of Hanukkah. The suspects identified as a father and his son, killing at least 15 people and leaving 40 more wounded. Authorities saying the bloodshed could have been much worse if not for the heroic actions of a bystander. On Sunday night, a celebration underway, people smiling and laughing. But the festive mood quickly turned to terror.
Everyone was just running and there were bullets and there were so many of them and we were really scared.
Video showing two gunmen, a 50-year-old father and his 24-year-old son, perched atop a pedestrian bridge firing long guns. More than 1,000 people were on the popular beach at the time, victims ranging from 10 to 87 years old. Among those killed was one of the organizers of the event, Rabbi Eli Schlanger, seen here on Instagram, who served as a rabbi and chaplain in the Bondi community for 18 years. But despite the danger, a brave bystander confronting one of the gunmen, jumping from behind a car, wrestling for control of the weapon, that Good Samaritan who police have identified as Ahmad Al-Ahmad, suffering multiple gunshot wounds, currently recovering in the hospital. And tonight, he's being hailed around the world as a hero.
A very, very brave person, actually, who went and attacked frontally one of the shooters and saved a lot of lives.
Lindsay, police say one suspect, the father, was killed, the other, his son, taken into custody in critical condition. Authorities saying they also found two improvised explosive devices at the scene, now calling this a terrorist attack targeting the Jewish community. Lindsay.
Marcus Moore for us. Thank you. We turn now to the other major news this Sunday night, that massive winter storm, the biggest.
Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog. This is Raw Dope Podcast, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. And I had to tap back into y'all this evening. Been a little late, but hold up, chat. There's only 3 people in the chat. Let me put my Superman cape on first. Hold up. Water. I can't go over life without water. Everybody know that. Why my camera like that? Too much over on that couch. Okay. Water. I can't go without that. Water. Well, let me do it right. Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog, and this is RDP, aka Raw Dope Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. Good evening. Yes, happy to be in the building with y'all. Before I start out, I always give a little news flash because I like to keep my audience, the Raw Dope fans, we stay ahead of things. You know what I'm saying? We know what's going on. We don't really play like that, so we like to hear the news first. But Candace Owens sat down with Erika Kirk, Charlie racist Kirk wife, the deceased Charlie racist Kirk wife. I can't wait to dig into that. That's different. Michigan State football coach, $30 million gone down. And when they get on either ask for a white girl, that soft body and got him killed his whole career at 39. And the Lord Durk wiretaps out. Some new wiretaps out about Lord Durk. We're going to get all into that. Please, there's 5 people in the chat. run it, super violate that like button, hit the notification button, hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. I'm here now. Let's do some content. So I want to see what this Candace Owens and the racist guy wife's about. We got to get into that. Like, we got to get into that. You know, I want to get into that. This is like what's trending right now. This is trending news. This is kind of like outside of hip hop. This is kind of like outside of hip hop. So we're going to just get to everybody's opinion about this, get into our opinion, play a little bit of it. We're going to get busy. They say, what's up? Have a Merry Christmas, Muslim, but same to you. I don't do it. And Christmas to all the thought students at Brown University. That's so sad. Yes, sir. Horrifying. You know, horrifying. Pray for them people at Brown University. It's horrifying. We're going to get into some stuff.
Kirk says she's privately meeting with Candace Owens today. This is a big deal. Candace Owens has been a prominent proponent of conspiracy theories surrounding Charlie Kirk's death. She's been pushing unfounded alternative explanations for his assassination in September. Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, has been asking Owens to stop. Kirk says she and Candace agreed to put all public discussions, live streams, and tweets on hold until after today's meeting. Owens responded to this message saying she is very much looking forward to this discussion. In a recent CBS interview, Erika was asked what she would like to say to Owens about the conspiracy theories Owens has been spreading about her late husband's death. Erika Kirk's answer was short. Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop. FBI officials have charged 22-year-old Tyler Robinson in the fatal shooting. Prosecutors say he confessed to his romantic partner and appeared to confess in group text messages. Robinson's parents are also said to have recognized their son in police photos. However, Candace Owens has publicly doubted the FBI's explanation and has frequently promoted theories about Charlie Kirk's death without providing proof. This has caused strife within the right wing. I'm Kate Martell and I write the Hill's 1230 Report newsletter. For more of today's news.
Okay. We get into this.
If we can, let's switch gears. I want to get to a few topics with you. Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, is planning to meet, we're learning, privately today with podcaster Candace Owens. Now, Erika Kirk last week publicly criticized this ongoing alleged conspiracy claims about her husband's killing, including those being made by Candace Owens. Steve, what do you think comes of this meeting? And are you surprised that the two are actually going to meet face to face?
It's a fascinating development, I have to say. For people who maybe are not living online as much, on YouTube, on social media, on X, this story has grown tremendously in the last month or so. Candace Owens is a massive force in the culture right now, and she has been making the, you want to call them conspiracy theories, certainly the questions about Charlie Kirk and his assassination front and center in what she does every single day. And obviously, she has a previous association with Charlie Kirk, and now they're going to be sitting down privately, which I think is very notable as well. So we won't know exactly what happens in that one-on-one in-person meeting. I'm sure we will hear in some capacity both sides of that conversation in the days and weeks to come. But I think that there's a real effort right now by Erika Kirk to try to, as she said in that CBS sit down that she did, stop. To tell Candace Owens, to tell others who are focusing on aspects of this assassination investigation into the forthcoming trial. It's just the day-to-day of asking these sorts of questions to stop, to let the process play out, to let people grieve, to let people mourn, and to honor his legacy. There's AmFest coming up, which is a gigantic turning point event, the first since Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's beginning this weekend. I think that there's a real effort by Erika to try to just get everyone to focus on different things here, and so we'll see if that happens. I think that that's something that people will watch very closely, and we will see the results of that in how each side talks after it. But I think it's a really interesting development. And I have to say, I love the idea of people meeting in person. I think we need more of that, even with people who you vehemently disagree with, even if people you find their views repugnant. I think that if we're going to get anywhere in the society, this is the sort of conversation that needs to happen. One-on-one, face-to-face, in real life and not online, not with a bunch of cameras around, not over Zoom. I love that idea, and I hope something good comes of it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
I don't hope shit gonna come out of that. I hope Candace let her know if your husband was racist,
Ladies,
fucked up nigga. That's what we want to know. He's a racist, fucked up nigga, and he was saying ignorant stuff about black people, and a white boy killed him. That's how I feel about Charlie Kirk. He was saying ignorant shit about black people, like this ignorant person.
All right, you guys, happy Monday.
You know what I mean? But you know, I want to know what everybody got to say, bro. Like I'm digging in this because this is deep.
Guys, got hair loss? I know
Now,
what you're
if y'all
thinking.
don't, if y'all
Should I
not
shave
familiar
my
who
head?
Charlie Kirk is, Charlie Kirk was a radical that hated the black man.
Next story I want to get to is Candace Owens and Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk tweets out yesterday that, Rob, if you want to pull that up, she tweets yesterday that the two are having a meeting together. I believe Rob, you said is today the 15th?
Yep.
Okay, so Candace Owens and I are meeting for a private in-person discussion on Monday, December 15th. Candace and I have agreed that public discussions, live streams, and tweets are on hold until after this meeting. I look forward to a productive conversation. So can you pull this tweet up? I want to know what the comment section says, because I retweeted it and I said the following. I said, if you just go to my account, and then we'll read the tweet that hers. I said, this is the right move, but long overdue. Respect to both women for agreeing to meet, hoping this visit leads to a real solution that protects Charlie's decade plus of hard work influencing and shaping America's youth. Can we see how the market is reacting to that comment? Can you click on it? Go a little bit lower. Okay, what does Candace deserve any respect? Who is that?
Dave Rubin.
Who is Dave Rubin? I'm giving him a hard time. Of course, I know Dave Rubin is. All right, next, Aaron Wexler. Respect to both women, who is a horrible take. You and I both spoke for 20 minutes at Charlie's Turning Point. Adam, is that your friend, Aaron Wexler? You are a smart and opinionated man. Now, kind of like Candace for torturing Erika's and spreading this. Okay, so got it. So that's where she's at with it. Bad take. Never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty, and the pig likes it. George Bernard Shaw was a massive socialist, but go a little bit lower. When you realize the media tour didn't go as planned and you set up to sit down, okay, so the position there is on the other side. Erika currently represents what people want Charlie to be, which led to his death. Candace represents who Charlie was when he was alive. There is room for both, but I get the sense that would have Erika continuing to look more inauthentic. Candace needs to protect Charlie's life. She's the only one keeping it alive. Okay, so we know that's good. So far it's fair. 50-50 comments on both sides. Classic move by Erika. That being said, I'll never watch Candace again. So disrespectful. I don't care what the world thinks about a grieving widow.
Right.
Until you experience the loss of someone to you in a horrific manner such as this, you'll never understand. Agree and saying they hadn't already been communicating. Erika has clearly taken very bad advice. She's torching her organizational legacy. How about we stop pretending that they are searching for truth and what happened to Charlie is equal destroying his legacy, because it's not. Okay. So can you go to Erika's tweet by herself, not mine? Just go to hers by herself. Let's go a little bit lower. Can you go a little bit lower? Can't y'all just call each other? Why does it have to be such a big deal? Hopefully you serve her with papers during the meeting. If y'all are meeting in private, why did y'all make it public information? Keep going a little bit lower. Even Biden got involved. Now she's not busy and her husband is allowing her to do something that day. Interesting. Just be careful that you don't overshare. She will spin it against you later. I'm sorry, you have to deal with her and any of the awful rumors, pieces the prize, Jack Posobiec. The meeting should be recorded. The way if Candace tries to mischaracterize anything, there's a record to prove. Okay. So, question. One, what
is she going to mischaracterize? Charlie was a creep. If you don't know who Charlie was, he hated the black man. He had so much negative. He wanted all of us to die and be on the boats. He's the most ignorant. He is in the top 10 ignorantest white men of all time. Charlie Kirk was, bro. Like, hell no, bro. Like, that boy was terrible, bro. He was terrible, and his own kind took him out. Real talk. His own kind took him out. Real talk. Like, bro, he was just ignorant. Everything that he said, how he felt about my people was just, I don't give two fucks about him. Like, I don't give two fucks about Charlie Kirk if he survived, if he don't survive. I don't care. I don't care. You know, may the man rest in peace, because I'm not about spitting on nobody's grave, but do I give two fucks about his legacy or anything about him? No.
You know, our memories, for the sake of both memories being good, I'm going to record as well. May I?
So would you say it publicly? So it's a known thing, or would you record and not tell?
I would say it publicly. You know, if you're going to have, I mean, let's just look at media. If you have a media interview, they're recording it nowadays. They all record it. And I would just say, would you mind if I recorded this so that we both of our memories can be, if we have any confusion, we can go back. And they'll probably say yes. And I hit record and I say, thank you for allowing me to record. We're sitting here on Wednesday the 15th at 9:00. So I put the date right on it. That's very normal if you're having a media interview and you think maybe there could be an edge to it. So I'm about 100% that they would both be recording and made each other aware.
Okay, so now let's go through the next part. How do you think this meeting's going to go? Do you think the meeting's going to go?
How do y'all think it's going to go?
Afterwards, all the argument, all the accusations from both sides are gone. Do you think it stops? Do you think it settles? Do you think it continues?
I'm very, very interested and curious. I think I'm interested to see, is Candace gonna like reveal stuff to Erika that she doesn't think that she knows yet? Like if Candace has some stuff that she hasn't revealed yet, and maybe she's like, hey, listen, just to let you know, this person that's in the organization, XYZ. All right, because I think Erika's angle is gonna be like, hey, listen, this is hurting. You're not helping. She's gonna extend the olive branch, but as we know, guys, Candace's show has to keep going. It has to continue. The drama can't stop. You know what I'm saying? If you go, here's my question: do you think there's gonna be a clause where they can't speak about anything that happened in the meeting?
Hell no.
Do you think Erika is gonna say, "Listen, Candace, we know you have your show. Vice versa, none of us can bring out XYZ. You can't bring up this, and this."
Where is the premise that commitment will be kept?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you don't think it's going to happen?
And not only do I not think that premise will be kept, I don't think Candace would agree to that statement.
I agree.
I think she's going to go to Joe. Joe's going to say, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
No way we would agree to that on what can be, because no. So to me, who is taking a bigger risk in a meeting, and who is being the leader and taking a call for the meeting?
Erika's taking a bigger risk.
Eric's taking a bigger risk and being the leader taking a meeting?
Erika
is.
Yeah, because I mean, what does Candace have to lose?
Okay.
Candace is gonna still talk about it on her show.
Okay. So can you go to the Barry Weiss, because you just had that clip up, Rob. Which one is this, Rob?
This is her during the town hall. Barry Weiss asked Erika Kirk about the conspiracy theories regarding Charlie Kirk's death, and she addressed
okay, go for it.
Yet there are a huge number of conspiracy theories, you might call them brain rot, that are spreading right now online about the actual story behind the reality. One, people say that Tyler Robinson was actually a MAGA Republican. Or two, some people say you were actually a Mossad agent sitting in front of me, and you were Charlie's handler and Israel killed Charlie. Right. Other people say that a number of men in the crowd were wearing maroon t-shirts, and this signifies that his killing was an elite airborne operation, whatever that means. They say that the rings on your fingers, which are
your kids' initials, my wedding band, the Medal of Freedom, my engagement ring.
But apparently they symbolize some kind of secret plot. There's also a new theory that Egyptian aircraft have been tracking
don't forget about the
you.
Egyptian planes.
What is going on? Why are there so many conspiracies spreading about what seems to be a pretty open and shut case?
Wow.
This is the first time that we have seen evil on display where we have social media at our fingertips. Something so evil that happened, people are wanting answers immediately. They are wanting to figure out how to wrap their mind around this. Egyptian planes.
Let's just like
no, but Egyptian planes.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
Because it's too simple.
Listen.
Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our kid.
So it's a lot going on. If y'all lost right now, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. So this guy, Charlie Kirk, is he hate black people. I couldn't stand the guy. He has some of the ignorantest things to say about black people. and this idiot, was going around and he had people supporting him. So they said, one thing about it is the world doesn't hate you know, the African American man and woman. The world doesn't. The world doesn't hate the black culture. The black culture is more hurt and more, you know, took for granted here on the shores of North America. Different parts of the world don't even recognize colors. But he has so much to say about us. Like his whole career of politics and his radical career was just all about disrespecting black people, where we come from, and this, you know, just everything. Like he was like, yo, he was like the spokeschild of ignorance. You know what I mean? And Candace Owens basically been painting a narrative that the guy that they got locked up didn't kill him. He just a scapegoat. They just took anybody down. His wife, no, and you know, it's just been a whole bunch of stuff wrapped around it. So it's a little different, man. I'm gonna get back to it, man. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Philip, you'll never get no play in my ride with that ignorant stuff you said. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know what I mean? Stop smoking, bro. You stop, bro. This is what I ease my mind. This is my thing.
It's pulled together.
Can I say one thing? And this
Why,
is
what
just
are your thoughts here?
and here's my thing. Of God, like I pray for her. We pray for their kids. No joke. I pray for them all the time. And there's one thing, because she's getting a lot of flack with Bubba. You're doing town halls on CBS, which, by the way, Rob, the guy that was asking Charlie the question before Charlie got shot, right when he got shot, that guy went up there, and what a crappy hit piece that he did. Did you see what this guy did?
No, what happened?
You know the guy that was asking Charlie a question about the shooting and the mass shooting and whatever?
Yeah.
Why would CBS? Because, by the way, I heard allegedly they all knew all the questions. They knew what they were going to ask. This guy is a complete liberal lefty. Look at what he goes up and asks a widow of the guy that you were asking a question when her husband was shot. Go ahead.
Hi there. Erika, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your calls for peace and unity. And I'm likewise horrified by the people in my so-called camp who were cheering about Charlie's murder. I believe that they stoke the flames of violence.
Ready?
But even worse is when powerful, influential people on either side of the aisle stoke the flames.
Shifting.
When they do it, the flames can become an inferno.
He's going to Trump.
And this leads me to Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth, who has more responsibility than anyone else to put the flames out.
I think Barry has
Just
to
last month, President Trump called on 6 Democratic lawmakers to be tried for sedition, which he clarified was punishable by death. He then reposted a simple message: hang them.
I
think that you've been making strides.
Y'all heard this?
And that turning point has been asking Democrats.
So you just
to
talk about, and then he goes on, Pat, to add, like, condemn. The conversation is about this, about, you know, conspiracies and all that stuff. And you're going to bring the guy that was asking her husband a question to try to condemn Trump. They can't help themselves to make it about Trump. But the people that are like, you know, leave Erika alone. And I just want to say something. When you're in front of a camera all the time, you have to know, if you don't want the heat, stay out of the kitchen. This is 2025.
Yeah.
People are going to judge. Look at us. I work for Mossad. Tom's whatever, Qatar. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. But at some point, it's like people are analyzing this, and it's the talking, the looking up to heaven. It's like, and by the way, if you're going to cry all the time, with all due respect, take your makeup off. Take your makeup off. And it's like, if you don't want it, stay away from the camera. Okay? And I get it. You went from the wife, now you're the CEO and the chair. Like, that's a huge jump. And I just have one question, Tom. Real talk, Pat. And you guys are bosses. You guys know what the hell. Can someone's wife just out of nowhere just become a CEO and know how to run a company of this magnitude? This is, by the way, this isn't a rinky-dink mom and pop shop. This is turning point.
They voted for her, buddy.
Right.
They voted for her.
Yeah.
What does she know about being a CEO of a company?
Well,
I'm just asking. Adam,
wouldn't the
I don't know.
The board of directors be able to make that decision?
Adam, I have no idea. All I'm saying is the wife. That's like Michelle Obama. Like, everybody's like, Michelle's the best. She was the wife of the president. She didn't do anything. She didn't accomplish anything. She's the president. He was the president.
I think we're losing sight of this conversation. So Candace Owens is meeting with Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk is meeting with Candace. Why? Why are they meeting? What does Erika owe Candace? What does Candace owe Erika? That's the question I have. Mm-hmm. The reason they're meeting is because Erika wants to go confront Candace and be like,
You're freaking lying about everything. And you've said publicly, Miss Owens, that if I wanted you to stop, you would stop. But you didn't stop. You kept going. You kept pushing. So she's being labeled as fake, as a paid actor. How many of you people out there have had your significant other murdered in front of you, in front of everybody, and you've had to deal with the public discourse and condemnation and judgment, and you had to show up on screen, look your best, act your best, defend your husband, defend your company, and you had to keep it together? What have you done with your life? So all the people that are condemning Erika Kirk, F you. At the very least, she is the wife of a murdered man, and now the fatherless wife of 2 kids. So I have a special rule when it comes to people who have been murdered or killed. Don't make an enemy of their wife or significant other. That's pretty basic. That's just sort of basic stuff. Don't start attacking the widow. In fact, and I very rarely quote the Torah, but my friend Rabbi Bunny sent me this. He said, you should know this. The Torah says this: you shall not afflict any widow or orphan child. If you afflict them in any way, and they cry to me, I will surely hear their cry. And my anger shall burn hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children orphans. Is Candace really helping Charlie's legacy? Is she really there to console and comfort and support Erika?
Fuck
or
no.
is she burning this bitch down?
Burning up fucking
Because that
down.
to me is what this is. I've said the whole thing all along. Candace Owens is a bad friend. She's a smart person. She's sharp. She's intuitive. She's the gaslighter in chief of the world right now. And apparently she's an incredible detective. But she's a bad friend. Because if Charlie was looking down, whose side do you think Charlie would be on? His wife? His children? His organization? His closest friends? Or to his friend, Candace Owens? To me, it's absolute BS what she's done, and she will pay the price at some point.
Tom.
Yeah, this shit getting thick. So we learning, bro. Like, we learning different shit, bro. Let me hear what this nigga I'll say. Shorty crazy. This shit crazy. I like this type shit.
For your mom.
You know, cause Candace Owens, she be on some wild shit. She be switching up. She'll just be different, man. You know what I'm saying? I like her though. She be putting her foot down, but she got her moments. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody in this shit just don't be 100. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when they giving you 90%, you got to take it, because then they turn back to the 45. You know what I'm saying? Like an old record, a 45 or old record. They turn back into a 45 old record. So when they being prayer, you gotta get it, because people start giving you 85, 90%, man. You gotta accept it, because ain't no fucking body 100 no more.
Which I just want to call out the elephant in the room. We had invited Candace Owens to be a part of a live stream today on the show, later today after our live show. She, of course, declined to show up in person. And then over the weekend, Erika Kirk announced that she's meeting privately, and so with her, and so sometime today. And so per that tweet, she said basically all live streams, public discussions, and tweets are on hold until after this meeting. We'll see what unfolds. So we will see what unfolds. We are prepped, ready, either way. So that's basically where we're going to leave that discussion. And you know, we're actually going to have Paramount Tactical, Gary Melton, on the show at the halfway point in this hour. We're going to just talk about some of the.
We're going to have two different guests, I believe. Just talking about
Viva Fry is going to come on and talk about why he believes Tyler is the shooter. He's going to go through some of the evidence, and he's also going to talk about his own little sort of spats and squabbles on social media. And then we are gonna, like I said, Gary Melton from Paramount Tactical, ballistics expert. He's also visited the campus of UVU since and retraced the steps of Tyler Robinson. All that and more will happen today. And then we're going to get into how Charlie was kind of a modern day It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
story.
it's an interesting pitch. It's a friend of Chris Rufo reached out and said this friend of mine has an interesting idea.
No, it's a good take.
Yeah, it's good. It's
as soon as you told us, I was like, he's pretty right.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of news to go over in the meantime, and obviously we had the Bondi Beach terrorism, which is just.
I don't want any white boys talk that big shit. Oh, it's only 10 minutes. I wonder what she wants to say to Candace, Erika and Candace make up. Oh, fuck no. They're making up. Candace don't give a fuck.
If we can switch gears, want to get to.
Candace don't give a fuck. I just want to hear what Candace had to say. I just want to hear what Candace Owens got to say about Charlie Kirk. This is what we gotta do. We gotta let's go to this. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Let's get busy. Now let's get busy. Let's get into the fight.
Open an account at familyandheirs.com.
Let's get into the fight. Let's get into hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. We here.
You like that? No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
Turning Point USA CEO Erika Kirk furiously rebuked conspiracy theorists, peddling deranged claims about the death of her late husband, Charlie Kirk. During an interview with Fox News' Harris Faulkner on December 10th, Erika decried the toll the theories have had on her team. In the weeks that followed the brutal caught-on-camera gunning down of her husband that shocked the world, prominent right-wing figures, such as Candace Owens, have spewed unfounded claims about his death and even raised questions about his funeral arrangements. Owens, who worked as a communications director for Turning Point USA between 2017 and 2019, has openly cast doubt on the notion that suspect Tyler Robinson acted alone. She's floated theories that Charlie Kirk's own organization, quote, betrayed him and that the U.S. government was involved. For weeks, Owens has also seemingly implied, though not outright alleged, that Israeli intelligence may have also had a hand in Charlie's murder.
About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion?
Erika described her Turning Point USA team as family and underscored that many of them were present when a bullet ripped through her husband while he was engaging with students at Utah Valley University.
My team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
Owens has also contributed to the stirring of theories about the location of Charlie's burial, claiming that he was laid to rest in a Catholic cemetery despite him not being Catholic.
But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying?
Hours after Erika's Fox News appearance, Owens went on the attack again on her podcast, ripping Erika for not addressing the rumors publicly as the new CEO of the company, but as a mourning widow.
Whoa, Erika Kirk shuts down. No, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion. She said, I'm a mother, I am a wife, and we never asked about whether she was mother or wife. We want to know if she is a CEO and a chairman.
The back and forth between the pair comes as Erika's team gears up to address Owens' head-scratching claims. Blake Neff, producer of The Charlie Kirk Show, announced that his team will give their public rebuttal to Owens' claims on Monday, December 15th. He extended a public invitation to Owens, who has indicated she won't be able to make it in person or via a video link. The right-wing podcaster is no stranger to controversy, however. She is already facing a defamation lawsuit from French President Emmanuel Macron's wife, Brigitte, for peddling outlandish claims that she's secretly a man.
What I'm saying is that you were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood, figure it out real quick. However you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine.
Owens has also amplified a grab bag of conspiracy theories, such as questioning the moon landing and promoting COVID-19 vaccine misinformation.
Yeah, Candace and her ass. Yes, go. Everybody trying to let agree. I don't know. Charlie Kirk wasn't letting off people. That main boy Charlie Kirk wasn't letting off people. Charlie Kirk was, well, y'all want to hear some of the shit that Charlie Kirk actually said? You want to hear some of the things that do y'all even know who this guy is? Like, cause I know a lot of people from the internet don't be in nothing. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all don't know.
Ms. Owens continues to divide conservatives over her claims about Charlie Kirk's assassination.
She's put forth the theory that the suspected shooter, Tyler Robinson, didn't act alone. And she's also made various claims about Kirk's widow, Erika, and his Turning Point USA organization. Conservative commentator Matt Walsh pleaded with Owens to stop spreading her theories and going after Erika Kirk. Take a look.
What I am asking everybody, including Candace, is to please leave this woman alone. Let her grieve. Let her pick up the pieces of her shattered life in whatever way she sees fit. She deserves that grace. And we owe it to her, not because of any specific debt, not because we have no right to question her. Of course, we do have the right. But we have a moral obligation as children of our Heavenly Father to be charitable and kind towards suffering widows, especially the widow of a man that all of us on the right say that we respected and admired.
Turning Point USA was set to host a live stream event where the organization would respond to some of the claims Owens has made, but that live stream was abruptly postponed.
This does come after Erika Kirk, in a CBS town hall interview, told Candace Owens to stop spreading her theories, ridiculous theories. Owens had previously suggested Erika was one of the only people who could get her to stop. Now it appears the two could be on their way toward making amends with one another. We'll see about that. On Sunday evening, Erika Kirk posted this on X. Candace Owens and I are meeting for a private in-person discussion on Monday, December 15th. Candace and I have agreed that public discussions, live streams, and tweets are on hold until after this meeting. I look forward to a productive conversation. Thank you. And Owens confirmed that the meeting was happening, saying, I am very much looking forward to this discussion.
Now, Erika Kirk also spoke on the violent rhetoric that has ensued in the wake of her husband's death. Here she was in the town hall interview with CBS editor-in-chief Barry Weiss.
Do you think our political leaders have a responsibility to turn the temperature down right now? Well, I think everyone has a responsibility to do that, and I'm doing my part. I'm not in control of other people.
Well, again, if Erika Kirk thinks meeting with Candace Owens is the best way to handle this, then I agree with everything Matt Walsh said. She can do whatever way she wants to handle this. That she deserves support from people who love and trust and want her to succeed and are backing her. Candace Owens is certainly not one of those people, but this might be the best way to address her. I'm certainly for dialogue and discussion. I'm not for canceling or censoring or shutting down anything. I think Candace is a completely unreasonable person, untethered from the rules or any standards of personal behavior or facts whatsoever. So I don't know that trying to convince her that what she's saying is not true, evidence behind it, and she can't offer a shred of proof that that Tyler Robinson had other people involved. Those people, the Turning Point was involved somehow, maybe that Israel was involved somehow, maybe that the vast conflagration of global forces that are conspired against Candace Owens are somehow involved. It's all idiocy. But I wish Erika the best as she tries to deal with this completely unreasonable harpy.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is that Candace Owens has millions of people that watch her on a daily basis. And it's important to understand that while some people might be hate watching, there are a lot of people who might want answers. Some of that audience can probably claim to be the same audience of Turning Point USA just by sheer the interest, right, in the way that YouTube works. So I'm assuming that a lot of the people really would like to figure out there. And I don't think that while I think that Candace is wildly off the deep end most times. In this instance, if she wants to have a dialogue with somebody that she was referring to as her friend and really searching for answers in a way that you don't agree with, or a lot of people don't agree with, I think she's well within her right, especially knowing that she's going after and trying to target conversation with an organization that made their like stake in the ground about more conversation, right? That's what the Charlie Kirk messaging was. That's what Erika Kirk, as somebody who's taking over his position. Now there's a whole other layer to this of somebody who is a grieving widow and mom. And even when she took the role to take on Charlie Kirk's role, it was a lot to mothers and anybody looking at it and saying, wow, this is noble for you to do. Sure. But at the same time, there's children and other people that need to be looked after in a way that they just lost their dad. So it's not like.
But what about all the people that in all the shit that Charlie Kirk said? Now, you know, I let everybody chop it up and do what they got to do. But I had to come to say this. Now, I'm going to play some Charlie Kirk clips. Now, when an individual, now listen, people die every day. People murdered every day. People die from, people, die from disease, car accidents, in they sleep, natural causes. People have so many different ways that they go to meet God. And when people die, some people have beautiful legacies about them that carries on and on and on. And, they got great things said about them. You always see flowers on their graves. You got people that was legendary that the world knows them. You know what I'm saying? And you got people that was radicals and did wild things. Same way, like, when Tukey Williams got executed or Flint Gregory Hunt got executed or anybody that got executed, nobody really cares. And then it's always people talking about him because good or bad. Charlie had a lot of different people that didn't like him, and he had a lot of people that did like him. So because he was such a controversial person before he left, his life is what's going on. And because Candace Owens was running with him before, that's a fact. She said that he was going to bring her back. You know what I mean? That was kind of mind blowing. But all the ignorant shit that he said and was standing by, what do you expect people to do after his death? It's gonna be conspiracy theories. It's gonna people be happy about it. People laugh about it. It's gonna people just gonna defend it. It's gonna be all types of shit. He was a controversial person before he left. Now, should his wife have time to mourn, and should his kids, be able to mourn properly? Yes, true indeed. But what your parents are involved in is because they're gone, it's still reasoning. Now, his kids are pretty much young. So, they got time to grow. And his name, pretty much, his legacy and the ignorance that he on will be always mentioned in the history books. But his moment of fame, will die out. They will always talk about it in the political world, but it won't be the topic of conversation after his killer is convicted and tried and sent off to the races. It's just like anybody else. You know what I mean? If unfortunately in our community, when people die, it's over with. You know what I mean? And they paint you how they paint you. But him, you know what I'm saying? It may be a good thing from his, for his kids. His kids might be like, even his conspiracy, even his bad things like, dad, my dad was that important that people still talking about him after he's been dead some time. But you can't get mad at people because it's conspiracy theories on everything. Goddamn Nikes, goddamn apple juice, Johnson & Johnson, the ghetto, from the Oval Office to the fucking fields in Pakistan. It's always conspiracy theories with everybody that died, from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King to goddamn Madam C.J. Walker. It's always a conspiracy theory with something. I'm choosing those names in general, but it's always a conspiracy theory. But now, what about Coretta? You know what I mean? What about what Coretta went through? You know what I mean? After the death of Martin. You get what I'm saying? Now, look what the King family going through now with the president abolishing the holiday. So what I'm saying is, this is a big thing. She wants her to stop. meeting up with Candace Owens to say what you got on your mind off camera is a bold move for the white girl. I gotta give her credit for that. Hey, look, we're gonna meet up in person and talk about it. That's why I say all gloves off behind the boardroom. What is she gonna say? If after she comes out the boardroom, is Candace gonna come back on fire and give her the business? I don't know. Is people gonna be wired up? How does this meet? You know, everybody like you and me that's watching this want to know. You know what I mean? What did Candace Owens and Erika Kirk talk about today? What did they talk about? Everybody wants to know this. That's a billion streams ahead. When that audio dropped, I'm quite sure they had different type of bugs and sneaky shit on them. I don't know. Did it get ugly? I don't know. Was it just them in the room and they security outside? I don't know. But we will know soon. But let's just get back into it. But I'm gonna play some things for y'all who don't know who Charlie Kirk is. I know a lot of people in my audience because I cover hip hop and entertainment. And you know, a little bit. By the way, shout out to Pittsburgh Steelers winning 21-3. You know, that's always a good thing. You know what I'm saying? We getting our shine on. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, man. You know, back-to-back wins. You know what I mean? Making us look real good. You know what I mean? We into the end of the third quarter. It's the fourth quarter. We down 21. We up 21-3. We lead by 18 points in the snow. The Miami boys can't play in the snow. But after we seen what Buffalo did to New England, anything possible on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday in the NFL. See, the NFL, the first 5 weeks, everybody getting to know each other. But then it's that week 5 to 10 where everybody get broken up. Then it's week 10 to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? That's when the money line get high. You know what I mean? Them first 10 weeks, you know what I mean? A lot of dudes get kicked out of it and everything. The first 5 weeks, it's just breaking you in. The next 5 weeks, man, breaking you up. And then, you know, after week 10, man, it's just who gonna go and who ain't. It's just how it go in the NFL. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. If you want to know what we talking about, if you just tapped in, we talking about strange widow, Erika Kirk is going to meet up with Candace Owens because she's tired of Candace Owens basically throwing her husband under the bus, making all types of conspiracy theories and going crazy. And she's stepping up for her husband and they meeting one-on-one. So we just playing everybody's opinion because everybody got an opinion about this. There's two women meeting up and it was kind of some gangster shit. I got to give Charlie Kirk wipe that. I got to get Erika that, pull her up and say, come on, let's talk about it face to face. That's some gangster shit. We can never, ever, ever forget that. But what the fuck is she going to talk about? Did the gloves come off? Did they get busy? We want to know.
As much help as you can have, it doesn't take away having your mother present to help you figure out that incredibly tough time. And we've been seeing her so much and so often that it comes with some open door criticism like it would for Charlie Kirk as a leader who's been outspoken. But at the same time, the moral compass that Matt was talking about by having some grace and being able to be guided by somebody that you know, maybe you don't agree with the way she's grieving, but some people get busy when they grieve. Some people try to figure out some people try to figure out how to not think about it 24/7.
Yeah, people are saying, I can't believe she, and those
there's a real conversation
have been aligned with Candace broadly saying that, Erika had to be in on it or it doesn't care or says something weird about it because she's not grieving the way they would expect her to grieve. I'm sorry, if you've not been through something like this, you don't know. And even if you have, everyone is different. Right. She is dealing with this by dedicating herself to fostering and building Charlie's legacy, Turning Point, to promoting conservative ideas. That is how she is choosing to handle this, and that is a perfectly valid choice. It doesn't mean she doesn't. You know, Queen Victoria wore black for the rest of her life. That's how Queen Victoria handled the death of her husband. This is how Erika's handling it. Different people are different. That is absolutely fine. Candace is a vindictive ex Turning Point person who she has a grievance with the organization that she was not a part of it anymore is what I suspect. And she is using this as a cover conflict. It's always got to be about her. And I know she has people who watch her, millions of people, and I don't understand. I would love someone to explain it to me how anyone can take her seriously after this behavior, which I just find obnoxious and offensive.
So a lot of people do throw themselves into work when they lose someone they love. That's a fact. So I'm pretty much tabled that conversation for people that want to perpetuate it online. But I do think at the same time, the fact that she's going to sit down and talk to Candace Owens is probably a more ideal situation than Candace Owens hopping on that live stream and debating what could turn into an argument over point by point with some other leader of the organization. She said she had some semblance of a relationship with Erika Kirk. Candace Owens said Erika Kirk is the only one who can make her stop. So the fact that it's happening in private and then they can share separately
I predict
might actually come to a solution.
Stop because
who continue? I mean, at some point, if they come out with similar stories about what was discussed, unless they're going to publicly argue after this, then there has to be some questions answered, and people should be able to move on. And if Candace Owens then chooses to still kind of retaliate on behalf of Turning Points USA to a grieving widow and carry on, well, then that's hopefully the audience is no longer into continuing to perpetuate this and supporting that. Because we should just get answers are valid for an organization like Turning Point because they searched answers and that's what they said that they did. So Candace Owens can do the same thing that the organization required of other people, but they need to display the answers and be in unison. If they're not in unison, that's a whole other chaotic problem. But if they are, then we have to drop it, or Candace should have some eye-opening data that she shares with Erika that really makes them both come forward with some compelling information.
I don't think Candace can be convinced of anything. Her viewers or supporters can be persuaded that she's not operating in good faith and she's not interested in the truth. But she is going. I just don't even know how you debate someone like her, or have a conversation with someone like her, because she rejects like the evidence of one's own eyes and ears. She disagrees about what color the sky is. So it's not. I don't see how it can possibly. Or
maybe she's holding the secret information that she has that connects all these dots for the one conversation.
Oh yeah.
With Erika Kirk, and then we shall see. It's happening today. So tomorrow, hopefully, we have some details and we can discuss.
Tomorrow
she'll be.
Yep. Okay, the zone ain't letting it go. That girl ain't no joke. I want y'all to hear how Charlie Kirk really talks. How fucking ignorant this bastard is. Like, he's really ignorant. He got answer for his day of judgment. Like, this man was crazy. Let's listen to Charlie Kirk.
Nobody.
People, when you want to know why Candace Owens meeting with Charlie Kirk, why she ran with Charlie Kirk. So this is a wild world, bro. Like, one thing about this media and this content and this news and this politics shit, motherfuckers do you dirty, bro. Like, it's not a game. It's not a game.
Proud of yourself for debating college kids who are unprepared. Yourself. Hold on.
Yeah.
You're 30 years old. We can agree you're 30 years old, right? Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter.
Oh, so I vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here for. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
Than a professor talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
Actually, when I first saw this ad, I thought it was like an improv comedy thing. It looked so ridiculous that I didn't even think it was real.
Well, no, you could see. Look how popular Trump is on your campus. How does that make you feel? That's not comedy. That is a 5-alarm fire for Kamala Harris, because she's probably going to lose Pennsylvania.
Look.
But no, I just want to be clear. Is there something wrong with talking to voters?
No, there's nothing wrong with talking.
Well, that's what we're doing here today. It's an open mic.
I think that you push a dangerous agenda.
Such as?
Your stance on abortion rights, for example.
Here we go. Okay, so
let me ask a question. What is your name?
Jean.
Jean. And what is your understanding of the current Republican Party's stance on federal intervention in abortion?
Well, I know that they want to bring it back to the states, right?
So it sounds like you do know that the Republican Party's current stance on abortion is they're against a federal ban on abortion.
I do
And we're
understand
talking
that,
about a
yes.
presidential election as the
Yes.
important election that we're talking about here.
I understand that. Yes.
Great. So again, I think this open dialogue is great. I think it's great you're here challenging Charlie, and I think it's great that he's willing to travel campuses across this country to talk to the next generation. We need more conversation. Now, where's the disagreement, though, on content? Because you can criticize style or why you're talking to people or dunk on someone personally, but where do you actually disagree
I
with
agree
substance?
with the way that you edit content and specifically frame it so that people look bad talking to you. The way that you edit your content.
We post unedited content.
Let me just ask you one thing though, because personal insults can fly in all directions. Where is an area where you have a disagreement with the conservative movement, with Donald Trump, with Charlie Kirk, perhaps with myself? I was a presidential candidate last year. I think we need to talk about that more in the open. And the more we do, the stronger our country is going to be. We got a long line of people, but I want to hear from you one substantive area where you have an authentic disagreement, and I'd be glad to address it. I'm sure Charlie would too.
Just in
anything,
political
relating to any political topic where you have a disagreement. Let's air it.
Okay. I disagree with some of the laws that are being pushed in Congress that are against the LGBTQ community and the trans community.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I'm going to give you my view, and then I want to hear yours.
Okay.
My view is that if you're a fully grown adult, 18 or above, you're free to live how you want, dress how you want, marry who you want if you want, if you're over the age of 18.
I agree.
But you are not free to indoctrinate children in schools who are not yet of the age of consent. You are not free, just as you're a 17-year-old or a 15-year-old can't get a tattoo on their own. I don't think that you should be able to go or until the age of 18. And so the lines that I draw here is that men are free to claim to be women and swim in swimming pools. You're not free to claim trophies in a women's sports competition. You're not free to enter a women's locker room. You're not free to change a language, and you're not free to act.
If you love America and believe in the values that made it.
Actually want to have a quick little
I just got paid $6.
Students at Utah Valley University gathered to pay tribute to Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated on their campus just 9 days ago. The vigil comes ahead of Sunday's funeral for Kirk. Tens of thousands are expected to attend, including President Trump. His murder and some unexpected outreach that Kirk made the day before his death have resonated with our CNN colleague Van Jones. The story begins when a Ukrainian woman was fatally stabbed last month in North Carolina. The suspect is a black man, and Charlie Kirk and Van got into a public sparring match online. Kirk claimed the murder happened because she was white. Van denounced that as completely unfounded. Kirk then sent out what Van calls a fire hose of tweets challenging his argument, which Van says sparked death threats against him. In the midst of all of this, Kirk reached out to Van in a direct message on X. Hey, Van, I mean it. I'd love to have you on my show to have a respectful conversation about crime and race. I would be a gentleman, as I know you would be as well. We can disagree about the issues agreeably. That message was sent on September 9th. And says he did not see it until the very next day after Kirk was murdered. And Jones just wrote a piece about this for CNN.com and is here tonight. I mean, this is extraordinary. So this was received the day before he was killed.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we were beefing. We were going at it online, on air.
What?
Today, I am choosing to call out the error of the Black church. The Black church is in error, and it has been in error for a very, very long time. And I to actually get on social media and say the Black church has gone so far astray. I wonder if it's redeemable. Hey family, I am actually not in my car today, although I did want this to be a car video. I want to quickly just talk about some of the response that I am seeing to Charlie Kirk's death from the Black community or by the Black community. Now, I have wanted to make this video for the last few days, and I've really held off because as I would talk to friends, they were like, no, everybody's talking about Charlie Kirk's death and everybody's being, you know, really mean and despicable and, you know, horrible in regards to their comments. It's coming from all ethnic. I think there's a valid point to that. I think that there are many people of varying ethnicities, cultures, backgrounds that are saying some really horrible things about Charlie Kirk. And yet, maybe it's because I'm Black, maybe it's because of the algorithm and the way my feed is set up, but a lot of what I am seeing really comes from Black progressives and Black leftists who would say that they are Christian. As I am waking up and seeing things in my feed, I'm seeing things like the video that I'm about to play right now. So watch this.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated.
What the fuck?
But I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half staff calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land. And hearing people with selective rage who are mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home, tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life.
Right.
I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live. I am overwhelmed.
That makes two of us who are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So
I would never cheer for a motherfucker with that. Yeah, that's what I ain't understand. So, you know, Charlie Kirk was a wild dude. So, you know, he ain't have a problem with saying certain things out of his mouth. So when you that type of dude and you die, bro, you can't expect a bunch of people to say good things about you or like your legacy. Now, like I said, there's people that love you and people feel a way about it. But, you know, I'm not into, you know, kicking a man when he down. But, you know what I'm saying? I really don't care two fucks about him. You know what I'm saying? You know, I pray that, you know, God, you know, watch over his wife and kids, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they don't deserve that, women and children. But for him, he made that big, you know what I'm saying? He put that negative energy in the air for so on and so on. I mean, eventually it'll die, but right now he's in a hot seat.
Pretty simple. If you say you listened to Charlie Kirk's podcast and you never heard him say anything racist, either you're a liar or a racist. Since his shooting on September 10th, Hughley, along with other Black voices, has made it clear that Kirk's passing was a terrible thing to happen, but it doesn't allow his followers to act as though he didn't say hurtful or racist things while alive. Now, what may or may not surprise many is the amount of Black people who have publicly defended Kirk's use of free speech, even if some of what he said was offensive to Black people. On Tuesday, on his Instagram page, Hughley would reshare a video of a black church filled with black MAGA supporters who would show support to Kirk's family and defend him.
This song is to Charlie's wife and his kids and all his friends around this nation. Just look it up. Come on, hallelujah. Oh, just
Motherfuckers made a tribute to Charlie Kirk. But that's who Charlie Kirk was. Charlie Kirk was a wild motherfucker. Candace always is linking up with his wife and they really have a conversation. But, you know, I don't really care. Candace, keep your foot on it, man. It is. Now it's your turn. You feel me?
She knows. She's right here.
Let this fucking idiot. Let's get to this idiot.
We were following the court proceeding for fired Michigan
30
football
million.
coach Sharon Moore, now being charged with 3 crimes, 2 misdemeanors and a felony. The felony is home invasion. The 2 misdemeanors, stalking in a domestic relationship and breaking and entering. And it looks like he's going to be out on $25,000 bail. He'll have a GPS tether. The judge reading him all instructions that he cannot go, out of the area. No booze, no alcohol. He's got to keep up with mental health treatment. He cannot contact the victim in any way, shape, or form. So just from you were listening and gathering all the details as well, Brian, are you surprised that considering what happened here that that the judge is letting him out on bond?
Not surprised at all. I understand a lot of the cases that we follow are high profile murder or sexual assault types of cases. And while this does have very serious allegations, we are talking about home invasion in the 3rd degree. This would be the lowest level of home invasion the state of Michigan has. This is a person of means, and the way that Michigan operates when it comes to the bail system is highly dependent on cash. Some would argue that causes an imbalance in the system for those who do not have. But this is a former Michigan coach, and so he does have the means. That's why you're hearing a lot of them talk about when you do get out, you will have a monitored tether. When you do get out, you have to abstain from certain items like alcohol and substance abuse. And if he does violate those, he can actually be brought back into jail, potentially have a higher amount of bond or bail, or not be released.
Now, let me pause this. Now, this is a black guy, 39 years old. Been coaching, I guess, probably played sports all life, but he getting in there. Shout out to little cuz boy who trying to step into a position like that. And my man, shout out to my man Mookie. Dudes who would dream of this. Now you get a 5-year contract to be the head coach of Michigan State, which is a legendary school. You get what I'm saying? You get the opportunity of a lifetime. Your 2nd year into your deal, your money start kicking in. They owe you money. You getting these millions of dollars, like life-changing money. And in Detroit, Michigan, I know the taxes are not that crazy. So you getting this money, right? And all you got to do is finish out this 5 years, right? And you're going to get $30 million. And you got a wife, you got kids, you know what I mean? You got what the average person want. And you decide to creep around with somebody on your job. And this is what I have to say about people that deal on the job and fornicate on the job. You're not about your business. You're not about your business. You're not about your business. That's some uncontrollable shit. If you will put sex in a way of business, you're a problem. And a guy like him, this is what happens. You get fired. You lose millions of dollars. Your name get dragged all through the mud. You'll eventually get sued. You probably won't get hired in another big school like that. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anything's possible with prayer. I'm not saying he can't make a full recovery. But just right now, you know what I mean? They didn't even want you in that position to be a head coach. And not even, 3 years in, you do this. And it's terrible, man. It's real bad. And I can't, you know, I see a lot of dudes fall, man, like that. A lot of women fall like that. You know, the women can't keep their legs closed, dudes can't keep their dick in their pants, and it leads to shit like this. You know what I mean? Rappers say it all the time, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to hit it one time, but you fell in love. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to have been a drunk night, that's it. You know what I mean? People go back for 4, 5, and 6, 7 times, and then now, you know, 15 minutes of overnight stay. You know, you married, so you got to go home every night. Overnight stay or on the road stay led to you losing everything, and you're gonna lose your wife, and the infidelity is all on there, so she gonna win in court on the divorce. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's not a $30 million versus pussy. I might have to pick the $30 million. I might have to do my 5 years, my $30 million, pay my taxes, and after that, you know, continue on coaching. But with that first money, you know, invest that right and make sure if anything go wrong, you know, if I decide to do some stupid shit like that, later on down the line, let me secure my first big bag. And that $30 million, $6 million a year, that was a big bag. You know what I mean? That's $500,000 a motherfucking month. So it's no way that I'm giving up $500,000 a month in exchange for $30 million over 5 years. I'm not giving that up for no motherfucking sex, man. That ain't it, coach, man. You blew it. Like, it's nothing that good in the world to make you, for one, you doing something on the job. For two, you committing infidelity. For two, you fucking, no, let's say for one, you committing infidelity. For two, you doing it on your job. For three, you fucking up your bag. And for four, it's a white girl. You know what I'm saying? All in one package, bro. Like, was that worth it? Was that worth $30 million? Whatever you did with her, however good time you had with her, was that worth $30 million? I gotta know.
At all. The other thing that I'd point out too is in Michigan, like many other states, they created this date, this probable cause hearing or date of January 8th that they need to have this hearing beforehand. But it's very interesting that the defense waived that date and instead pushed it back. What that suggests to me is that he already has the money lined up, that he is going to get released sometime soon, and they can wait a couple more days to prepare and do a probable cause hearing later on in the month of January.
Got it. Okay. So, and just to follow up, because, you know, if someone has been a victim of domestic violence, they could be watching this thinking, Judge, why are you letting this guy go on a GPS tether, and why aren't you keeping him locked up? Because we heard the accusations.
It's not that serious to keep him locked up.
He broke into the apartment of this staff.
No, he probably had a key.
An affair with that he grabbed butter knives
He didn't touch. He didn't hurt him, man.
Threatened to take his own life. Not quite sure what threats were made towards her, but she called 911. He's accused of stalking in a domestic relationship, also breaking and entering. You know, what's the thought process here? Why aren't they keeping him behind bars?
So it's a matter of competing interest here, right? And I understand and appreciate.
Why do you think they should keep him behind bars? Nobody got hurt. Like, what the fuck is
the
the
fear that someone who makes a report like this is going to have when they find out that that person can, in fact, post bail or bond or whatever it may be and simply be out. But I would highlight that he does have an ankle monitoring. Many police departments, especially those large police departments, I know more specifically about the NYPD, they may have a system where they have officers who might drive by the location of where that alleged victim lives to make sure that suspect is not showing up. I can tell you, as a defense attorney here in New York, many times my clients have been caught because the police are doing a great job of making sure that victim is safe and making sure their house is protected, and you catch that person. So there are safeguards there that the district attorney and police department will do. But the competing interest is also the presumption of innocence, that a defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty or unless proven guilty, and their freedom should be able to be given that. And in this country, we commit to the system where, you know what, we are going to have this kind of carrot and stick. The stick being that you will get punished more severely if you violate these conditions that we heard from the judge, and the carrot being that we will give you liberty at some of these lower level crimes, so long as you're on the hook, so to speak, with property or money, because we believe that will guarantee their appearance. The judge even highlighted he's not determining guilt or innocence. He's determining flight risk. Later on in the proceedings of this case and potentially a trial, then they'll determine guilt or innocence.
Got it. All right. And just a little bit about Sharon Moore, 39 years old, 2 seasons as head coach for the University of Michigan, was coming off back-to-back winning seasons with the Wolverines. Also, we should point out that he has been in trouble before. He served a 2-game suspension as part of a self-imposed sanctions for NCAA violations related to Michigan's sign stealing scandal, which came to light in 2023. And now it looks like he is being charged with 1 felony charge, 2 misdemeanors, from home invasion to stalking to breaking and entering. He will be out on $25,000 bail tied to a GPS tether and needs to seek counseling. We'll keep tracking it. Brian Buckmeyer, thank you so much.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe that a nigga blew $30 million over no motherfucking pussy. And y'all hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Like, that's something that, like, I'm just be glad that I was raised the way I was, because I'm telling you, man, like, no matter how horny I've been, no matter how much wild shit I did, bro, I never had that many jobs, but I never fucked around on no job. Like, that's just like, I tell a person all the time, like, yo, if that's your money and your way of means, why would you get into some wild shit? Like, I understand shit happens, but like, yeah, cool. Like, my man said the best, you supposed to went one time and you went crazy, like, but if going no times, what you put first, your rent, your gas, electric, your car note, your insurance, your priorities, and you gonna get that up for 15, 20 minutes of sex and being married, like, bro, and it's gonna be a nasty divorce. You know what I'm saying? The wife can go 2 ways, and I don't know, he's got a lot of explaining to do, but if his wife decides to stay, you know what I'm saying? All of us mature adults and people understand that. But if his wife doesn't stay and go for the jugular vein, we you know what I mean, dude's gonna be like, bro, you got to do that. You got to wear that. You know what I mean? Evil party, whether it's a man or a woman that get caught in that situation, you got to eat that, regardless of whatever your person going for. You got to eat that with pride. You can't come back and say, I got to be this. Well, you ain't ready to play with me. No, you ready to get played with. You ready to get anything done to you once you commit this type of infidelity. And it's one thing you committing infidelity, but motherfucker got video of you, a motherfucker got, come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Either side, for male or female, if you do that once you tied or not, that's dangerous. You know what I mean? That's dangerous. And so it's like, it's dangerous. And now you caught, some liars likes the continuous lie. And one thing I noticed about certain type of liars, because there's levels to lying, certain type of people just don't want to be honest. So they will rather die, leave their children, leave their mama, leave life, than to just be like, I fucked up. Like, just, I fucked up. This is it. This is all. Like, my mother always told me, grandma always told me, everybody always told me, the truth will set you free. And that's a real thing. You know how many people let a lie dismantle them instead of just dealing with the truth? You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. And he blew $13 million. Young black man, 39 years old, probably have children. He blew the future. 2 years in on a motherfucking $30 million. You got $12 million. You think you cool with $12 million? After courts and after that girl sue you and after your divorce, bro, you back to square one. His broke ain't gonna be my broke or your broke. But shit, me, you ain't gonna be rich after that. You definitely not. I say what today you gotta say about him. Like, cause yo lost his mind. I don't think nothing in the world that will make me as a human, right? That'll make me give up a life of 30 million, give up my wife and $30 million. Even if you're not happy at home, it's a way that we could get through that without that $30 million being gone. You know what I mean? If it ain't working with your wife, you can throw your wife a 3-piece. If you really love her and you got kids by it, look, it ain't working. But you not gonna live. You not gonna live. Nobody's gonna know the change outside that we not together, but you gonna still be good. You know what I mean? Because I fucks with you. That's a team right there. A nigga for infidelity or baby girl, once you commit infidelity, all that's off the memories, anything we had going is no. I feel like in that situation is no being an adult about it. And the best way you could be about it is you have to take anything that's coming to you, especially if you genuinely love that person. I'm not saying take a bullet in the head. I'm not saying take a broomstick up your ass. But I'm saying allow that anger to be released. You know what I mean? Allow that anger to be released. And then, deal with the solution, what comes after that. But once you go front line and get busted all up, just like with the police, or you get in a car chase and you crash all up, you know what happens when you crash. You know what happens when you crash. You know what I mean? You know what happens when you crash. You know what happens when you crash. So if you're willing to lose that person on that level forever, because sometimes that feeling is just now, you know what I mean? And then later you be like, oh my fucking God. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Bro gave up $30 million for some pussy.
Firing me first, and then obviously when I found out why.
At like one of them white colleges too.
Several years as an assistant at UM, the 39-year-old took over when former head coach Jim Harbaugh left for the NFL following Michigan's 2023 national championship season.
We're going to operate this thing from now on in 3 phases: the process, the pursuit, the standard.
Now, just weeks before the Wolverines are set to play in the Citrus Bowl, and on the heels of the early signing period for incoming college freshmen, the program has been thrown into chaos.
Players who just signed letters of intent. Players who are there who are wondering what the hell happened with Coach Moore.
Big questions around one of college football's most storied teams.
Good point there from Rich Eisen, Shaq. Shaq, so, what's next when it comes to the university's investigation?
Well, Craig, the university president released a statement overnight. It was addressed to faculty and students, but he said that the university's investigation that triggered this sequence of events is ongoing, and called on anyone with information to reach out and share that with investigators. Meanwhile, he said that Sharon's conduct represented a breach of trust, and he called this entire episode a painful event for the university community, Craig.
Shaq Brixton Air Force from
Yeah, Sharon, he probably done. He probably just done. What's the new details? Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. If I was Jay-Z, man, I probably would still be doing content, but if I was Jay-Z, the background would be really better.
That we are following here at this hour, and this is video coming in from just yesterday as we continue to follow the latest on the fired Michigan head football coach Sharon Moore. He is now out of jail after posting bond following his arrest earlier in the week. Moore arraigned virtually on Friday afternoon on charges including stalking and home invasion. His bond there set at $25,000.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Sharon Banfield Moore. We understood on the no contact and no go to, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
As for what happened in court Friday, prosecutors laid out the allegations against him. They say Moore, quote, barged his way into the apartment of the woman with whom he had been having an affair and threatened to kill himself after she reported their relationship to the school and he lost his job as a result. The prosecution saying Moore and the woman were having an affair, quote, for a number of years before she ended it Monday. After the breakup, prosecutors say he contacted the woman, who was a staffer, repeatedly through phone calls.
What the fuck is wrong with him? Break up with the guy, he's still chasing her.
With their investigation into that relationship, and he was then fired. Prosecutors
She tried to save his marriage. She tried to save his marriage. The side chick tried to save the marriage, y'all.
Had this to say.
Do you know where he's going to be staying after this? Is he going to be able to go home?
She made him hate his wife.
Not answer that question.
He'll be in.
Tell us about this. What's the mood of your?
I got to be honest with y'all. What y'all think?
That is something that I've
See, she has an affair with him, right? Okay, it's a affair. We have an affair going on. Boom. She calls the affair off. Now, when she calls the affair off, you still have your $30 million. You still have your wife. You could beat it. But you in the bed with your wife, thinking about somebody else. You doing all this and you doing all that. You got enough balls to leave your house, wherever you was at, and go to them people's house and blow $30 million. Well, he was there for 2 years, so he probably got his 12. But blow 18 more million, like, come on.
A comment on, but I will say you heard
That shit must have had kryptonite in it.
to have mental health counseling, and we expect that too. Okay. Do you have any comments on that? None. And I said in
She
court,
made him hate his
I've not
wife.
seen a police report. I've not seen.
I said what I said. She made him hate his wife. I ain't never been gone like that off
I'm
nothing.
not going to comment on that. Thank you very much, but I do need to get through you guys.
It's not that serious.
All right, you're taking a look at some of the
And that
charges
shit
here.
over with, boy.
Cases, the terms of his
That's what I feel bad about him for. That shit is over with. It's gone. She's gone, bro. Like, damn.
mental health treatment.
You gotta go now. I bet you your wife pretty as a motherfucker to you now. Wifey probably ain't do nothing to you the whole time. Wifey probably was never on no cheating shit, never on none of that. And what the fuck I gotta cheat for? We got $30 million, baby.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
I'd be too busy making up for the times we ain't have it, baby. Before I do that to you.
What kind of penalties they have with
My
him?
wife with me. 30 million.
Potential jail time.
It's your
So
wife.
under Michigan law, the felony.
It's
home
his
invasion
wife, so you know he been with her for a while. Like we ain't even finished shopping. 39. We ain't even finished shopping yet. Like what the fuck? I just got this big deal. This white coach handed me down a golden opportunity to be successful and to touch that money on. That's gotta be the stupidest shit alive. Like to touch that money on. You get to touch that money on. Bruh. Can you be Michigan State? Yo, bruh, you make black men look bad. You make black man look bad. Black man don't cheat, bro. Black man don't cheat when he got a beautiful woman, a beautiful home, and he's making money. Money. You're making money, bro. You're making money. You're successful. Money is not everything. But when you get an honest buck like that, just coaching and doing what you love, man. Like you could have probably talked to your wife about your fetishes and y'all probably could have worked things out. But you choose to fuck up the family and the money. Like, god damn, man. At least you leave one or the other, man. You lost the money, still got your family. You lost your family, still got the money. But when you lose both of them, he got to talk to my man Big Shaq. He got to talk to a couple dudes that blew it. And then the most sad part about it is I got to go Scarface right now. You did it with the help. You did it with the help, bro. You did it with the help, bro. Like, you ain't even level up. Like, you weren't even bossy. Like, what the fuck?
An incident report about this case. So they
damn black brother.
that. He's been ordered to undergo mental health.
Now they saying you crazy. He looked the crazy the way he was fake crying. Are you gonna do this? And this and that. He just looked. He just.
Where the chips fall. It's just so hard here.
I might want to tell Spaz to do a doc on that.
Because of all of the other information swirling
I'm not even gonna lie.
including Michigan's what looks to be a pending internal investigation about exactly what happened and who knew what when.
And that's actually my next question. When you have an internal investigation.
If you're looking at this right now, just do me a favor. Do all of us a favor. Do not blow your marriage and your bag for a piece of pussy or a piece of dingling, ladies. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Before you do that, get out of your situation. Just get out of your situation and go fuck off. And just please have penicillin and condoms, because fucking off, just because you left your wife or you left your husband and you just want to fuck off, doesn't mean you're gonna return or be somebody else, special person, regular. So just watch how you treat people and watch how you leave people. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I'm gonna post that tomorrow. Watch how you treat people and watch how you leave people. That's very, very important, bro. Watch how you treat people and watch how you leave them. You know what I mean? Because that might be important down the line, even though you might think, nah, man. They tell me that only God can make the world so small. So you run across people where you last expect to see them, bro. That's how God makes the world small. But don't blow it all. Just don't fucking blow it all, bro. That ain't what we eat. That ain't what we need, man. Broken homes, man. And bro, and one thing about a broken home, I know it has to be really, really tough on the family, the kids, and friends when that broken home is like a million ass situation. You know what I mean? Like when there's so much money and family and good friends involved, it all get destroyed. I'm saying that now, just like, yo, it's not a true thing that, hey, if me and my significant other break up, that's still gonna be your sister, or that's still gonna be your brother, or that's still gonna be your niece, or that's still gonna be your nephew. That's a fucked up way of thinking. That everybody get involved and gotta be involved over two people ignorance or over two people dislike. Whatever happened to if it don't work, things cool off and we just normal. Maybe we could rekindle, at a barbecue or something. Who fucking knows? But like just being a part of a family and then when it's over, you gone for it. That's like a fucking temporary layoff. That's like a temp agencies, bro. I don't want to be in temporary families, like temp agencies. That's what we're gonna call that. You in a temp agency right now. It's a temporary situation. Like, nah, man, I don't know. So it's new tapes out with Lil Durk. Lil Durk, wiretap, Lil Durk. Shout out to Pittsburgh, 23-15 right now, 2 minutes left. Lil Durk, wiretaps, Lil Durk, space leak, phone calls. The feds playing a dirty game with Durk. Yep. Yep, that's the topic. Oh, let's go. What Mickey Truth got to say about it? God damn it. Everybody leaked your calls on the Dirk Mickey Truth. She on it. Mickey Truth is on top of it. Shout out to Mickey Truth.
I talked to Jay like yesterday. I say, what? He said, man, this nigga how to do this.
So you're getting to these little dirt tapes. These are just different. YouTubes be going at each other. I'm in the rotation of YouTube. I need new shit. 5 hours ago. I need somebody that's on it. Let's see what Mickey Truth talking about. Mickey Truth leading the race with this shit right now.
As a new CEO,
Lil Durk leaked phone call. They say it's kind of ugly. You know what I mean? They say it's kind of ugly. Let's hear it. Let's hear Lil Durk leak phone call, y'all. Mickey Truth.
I'm playing like fire, so we all in the situation.
So True Team, it's your girl Mickey Truth, SC's #1 urban blogger and the queen of paperwork. Yo, OTL Boona, I just have a feeling. Come next month, he's gonna be in a lot of the evidence that have against OTL or members of OTL that's part of this case. Now, y'all know they already brought up Boona's name in the document. So now I'm hearing these phone calls that's coming out from 2022. Y'all hello, okay? And it got me thinking, shoot, we about to really know if Boona's solid. Cause yeah. You know what? Let's get into it.
We have Mickey Truth.
Who is this?
You got.
Yeah, they find that the real one. I say, no, stop saying what that lady did. That lady is crazy. She crazy.
Hey, look. She said she got her pick with that tells it all right there.
Twice
Man, listen, but my mama just listen to her because she telling my mama everything. And then she trying to tell my mama. She said, like, girl, if that's your motherfucking son, why you gonna tell your son that we trying to open up a truck driver business and tell him that we did like 3 times a piece? You know, my mama say, girl, I ain't gonna do that shit. What is wrong with you? Well, just tell him that Riri got cancer and he can help her like start a foundation for her. I say, Mom, don't listen to that. Well, she, I'm fine. It's like she's trying to use me to get close to him or some shit. I say, man, you see, she working. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget that blender. Yeah, go with it. You never thought it'd happen to you? I'm going home.
You go home, man.
Go home. That's right.
She's so funny. Valentine's Day, she tell my mama, yeah, I can go down that girl for Valentine's Day, you know, ooh, this to get my eyelashes and none of that. I'm just sitting back, I'm sitting in my head like, damn, she crazy. She trying any kind of way. She trying, yeah, I'm gonna get the room where rich people at. I'm gonna get the hotel where rich people at, girl. I say, she crazy. Yeah, that's what she said. She snapped.
Hey, it was funny. It's funny though.
Man, tell me about it. Yeah, man, I'm just sitting there laughing and shit like that. And then she
Yeah,
so my big Cosby. And then they said, Richard William and shit like that. And shit like that. I said, yeah, and she said, yeah, Richard William. And ooh, yeah, and then, you know, who else, you know, Angie talking about, can y'all get out, this June or next June?
Yeah, I heard.
That's good. Let them out.
Yeah.
So shit, I don't know why she keeps saying. She talking about, yeah, motherfuckers gonna get their act together when he get out. Motherfuckers scared of him. Oh, I can't wait to get out because that's who's gonna protect my son. Reese.
Why Chirac humor leak
That's
this
who's
shit?
gonna make sure Reese is straight.
Man, hey, bro, they were fucked up.
Man, who you telling? That's what I'm glad. I'm glad like Fives when we all in the situation.
Now, Chirac humor, why you cut it off? What situation was he about to talk about? Listen, what are they doing? Why is they sitting around here gossiping on these phones? This is my thing. Obviously, you supposed to talk on the phone, right? But it just behooves me. I saw a TikTok. Anyway, that these so-called drillers and killers and drug dealers and everybody else be so loose lips on the phone. Like, what happens to just get in, get out? Get in, get out. Even when I talk to my own daddy on the jail phone, we don't be going in details about nothing. It's surface level conversation. Like, I don't get it. Like, and it's like, I just don't get the purpose of talking about people, mamas on here, talking about situations, just having like conversations you may have if you was not home. It's just something about a jail call for me. I'm not gonna talk too much about nothing. Okay, you're not even gonna piece together a daily routine, what I've done, nothing off of no jail call. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something about when somebody said monetary recording. I'm just like, what? But shoot, these niggas be gossip. At this point, get your mic and be a podcaster. A jailhouse podcaster at this point. Hey, y'all get in the comments, let me know what you think. I'm pretty sure. The world coming.
I'm trying to see that tape. Like, who got the tape? Oh, yep, there it is. Chirac humor. That's who did it. This who got the full shit.
I want to buy your house.
Shout out to Chirac humor. Cause this who got the full clip. I don't know how they get the clip. I'm not a research monkey like that, and it's cool because I like to do interviews and just give my opinion. See, when you come on the Raw Dope podcast, bro, he gonna listen to clips and he just gonna give his own opinion. I let Mickey Free, Keeping It a G, Sean G, everybody out, you know what I'm saying, that do that. Shout out to you. That's your lane. Me, I'm more in the interview lane. I'm more in the to the vlog, you know what I'm saying, outside in the bar. I'm in the you know what I'm saying, I'm in a different lane, and I do the vlog and shit just because that's just like a part of the whole, you know what I'm saying, platform. But I ain't getting me too deep into people personal business like that. It's not that important to me. I got a bunch of shit going on in my life, but I know that I got almost 6,000 subscribers to feed. Got 6,000 subscribers to feed. So at the end of the day, I know, you know, the interviews I put out, I know all the content, I know they enjoy, but I like to try to give. And then, like I said, I was told to do more of this. They wanted to see my reactions and start. I call them my own opinion reaction videos because I'm an unorthodox journalist, meaning that I ain't go to college for this. I don't script this shit, man. It's barbershop talk, bullpen talk with me, you know, granny front porch, the backyard, late nights on the rooftop talk. That's the conversations I have. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can't and will be used against you on the internet. We don't look down on people on my podcast. We look up. If you do some fuck shit, fake shit, foolishness, we're going to give our opinion about it, but life goes on. We don't dwell on it too much, man. Free the men and the women behind bars. Rest in peace to everybody that lost their life, man. Let's go. This the audio. This the full joint.
He said he's working his left hand. Yeah, I heard one saying I got beside himself. Huh? I heard one saying I got beside himself. The motherfucker had to put him back in realization. Oh yeah, you know how he is. Man, you know he gotta be beneficial. I think Eric go back. He said what? You know he gotta be beneficial. Yeah, man. He still with that. You know how I rock with me, it ain't gotta be beneficial. It ain't. You know how he still with that girl that had him walking down the street with socks on, shit, ready to kill himself. Man, what? Man, I gotta take some shit about that, boy. Woo! Damn, what you doing now? I ain't tell you. The Bonnie ain't say shit, right? Yeah. Yeah, you know now. Alright. Hey, so you know the little nigga, what's his name? CEO Trail? CEO Trail. Yeah. Boom. So now look, I guess she was messing with him, right? Right. He done made a diss song. About Vince? Yeah. And what Vince said? Vince?
Bam, Durk.
Nah.
Booney Mo.
He told me like
League jail code OTF Booney Mo, OTF Vern. He's saying that OTF bands only fuck with people when it's beneficiary. Speak with him thinking about himself after his girlfriend cheated on him with CEO T-Rail, and bands still taking her on trips at them. This is 2022.
I guess he was dropping, the nigga CEO was dropping her off, and Van started getting their little careers. And he dropped her off, and he see Van took her up. But I guess one day Van was banging on the door, and the niggas was in the crib. Yeah, I think that's the time we had some socks on, walking down the street trying to kill himself. And it comes that time thing. Man, listen, he crazy. He's taking this bitch on trips still all the time. I said, boy, you crazy, ain't no way in here. Wow, kick that bitch in the curb, boy. She doing some psychotic. And this ain't her first time. She used to fucking want to Ray homie. I'm talking about over that bitch faithful. Yeah, he's every day. She must doing something that he likes getting tickled, so he might like getting tickled. You don't know. The girls and the parents, they eat the boy's ass, they hooked on that shit. He might like getting tickled. I don't know. Anybody can tickle you. He might like the certain way she do it. Nah, because ain't nobody gonna play with me like that. You tripping.
I just got paid 62.
Dad, this shit funny as shit. These niggas crazy. The wild taps be vicious. You know, no wild taps be vicious. That shit all in the air. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Hey, drop a like, leave a comment. So this is a part of the podcast where I go into a news flash and just get into a lot of the news that's going on, so we can just know. Damn, gun conviction still working in elementary school. Damn, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Now you can have a gun guy that said Baltimore store hosts a viral video as a lesson. Resident fatal shooting a 14-year-old. Let's hear this.
Police are investigating the shooting death of a 14-year-old in South Baltimore yesterday. Fox 45's Vincent Hill joins us live now with where that investigation stands and the reaction, Vince, from residents tonight.
Yeah, Maxine. Well, it was in the middle of the afternoon Saturday that police say someone opened fire, killing that teen, and the shooting opening old wounds for one resident.
In the Merle Park neighborhood Saturday afternoon, just before 3 o'clock.
Harmon Avenue on Washington Boulevard, also getting 2501 Washington Boulevard. Push shipping.
A shooting, leaving the 14-year-old in critical condition. He was taken to the hospital, but later died.
That's it. He hasn't even started to live his life yet.
Baltimore police have not said what led up to that shooting, but shot from residents over the boy's age.
Yeah, high school. He just started high school.
Gun violence is on the rise in Baltimore City.
Andrea knows about gun violence in the city firsthand.
I found out because the detective came to my mother's house and said that they had some bad news to tell us.
Her brother,
Richard Lee Stuckey.
I knew that's my man. Look,
he was just 17 years
that's
old
my man.
in 2007.
Yeah,
news
Richard.
of the 14-year-old like opening old wounds.
I just feel
that's his sister.
Nothing but pain.
18 years after her brother's unsolved murder, Andrea says she hasn't seen change when it comes to youth violence.
And I think that it's a crime, no shame. There's nothing being done about it. Our youth is leaving here more than our elderlies, and our elderlies are outliving our youth.
And while Saturday's murder of the 14-year-old is also currently unsolved, Andrea has her own opinion on what should happen if they're caught.
To take somebody's life, I feel as though if you take a life, your life should not be spared.
And this past Wednesday, another person was shot and killed on the exact same corner as that 14-year-old. That case is also unsolved. Baltimore police are asking anyone with information to call Metro Crime Stoppers. For now, we're live in Baltimore. Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.
Hi, I'm Maxine Stryker. Thanks for watching.
That they brought up Richard shit. That's crazy. Andrea was on TV. Yeah, Richard got killed back in the day. That was tough. I was fucked up. Little Richard was young as shit. He got killed. It's in the Baltimore Bandits. We just got to hear. I like to play the flash of the news, man, so y'all can be up on what's the day, what's going on, what's happening. Everybody whoopee jokes and everything.
Tonight in the Archdiocese of Baltimore's years-long bankruptcy battle.
Just days before that case was set for trial, the church backed away from a legal defense that could have shielded its assets, potentially preventing payouts for survivors of child sex abuse.
Fox 45's Rebecca Pryor brings us the latest.
That's right. Tonight, survivors saying that the church's decision to reverse course on charitable immunity finally clears the path for them to be able to receive compensation. But they also say that the delay has still cost them years of closure.
This week, a 3-day trial scheduled for federal bankruptcy court in Baltimore, canceled at the 11th hour. After a years-long legal battle, the Archdiocese of Baltimore abandoning any claim to charitable immunity, which would have severely limited or even eliminated any compensation for survivors of sexual assault, many of whom spoke out in court just last month, pleading for this exact outcome.
People may have different definitions of what charity is. To me, raping a child is not a charitable act.
I'm hoping that now that this is off the table, this charitable immunity is gone, that defense's history, that they will negotiate in good faith from this point forward, which in my opinion, they have not done previously.
Jonathan Shakur, an attorney representing the survivors, says while the move is appreciated and clears the way for mediation, he also questions the church's timing.
I think they knew they were going to lose, and they better stipulate to it so they look better in the public eye.
When asked why the Archdiocese chose to reverse course now, a spokesperson writing the resolution, quote, allows us to resume progress towards the goal of compensating victim survivors as quickly as possible. Though Shakur argues, had the church taken this step from the beginning, the case potentially could have been settled by now.
Their objective is delay, don't pay. Don't forget, this goes back 8 years. We have people who are 70, 80, 90 years old. They're dying.
Last hurdle left, setting a dollar amount. The church recently offering a $33 million settlement. Adding insurance companies will likely contribute hundreds of millions on top of that.
It's a mediation, and those conversations will.
Yeah, them people gonna get paid for all that credit shit they did.
Survivors. Shakur among those calling the previous offer insulting, but says the path ahead now looks much more promising.
I think we passed a major roadblock, and I think from here we're going to have success.
Again, these survivors have been waiting a long time for this compensation and, more importantly, closure. Shakur now says that he believes that this case will wrap up within the next year. Reporting in Baltimore City, Rebecca Pryor, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's a
That's it. What else going on in the news? Don't see any evidence in DC mail as well. So
right now, trial is underway for the Milwaukee County judge accused of helping a man escape from immigration enforcement. This video shows the incident involving Hannah Dugan back in April. You can see Dugan speaking with two people believed to be federal agents who were there to arrest an undocumented man when he appeared in court. They say she helped the man evade those federal agents by allowing him to exit the courthouse through a restricted door. The agents did eventually arrest the man a short time later.
Done.
Adam Reif outside the federal courthouse here in downtown Milwaukee after day one of Judge Hannah Dugan's federal trial. A whole lot to cover. First, opening statements. It's the first we heard from the legal team's strategy. The prosecution will want to prove that Hannah Dugan did things out of the ordinary back in April, that she was intentionally trying to deceive federal agents. Her defense team is trying to do the opposite, trying to show that everything was normal and she did nothing wrong. We did lose a juror, as I mentioned. Somebody called in sick, and unlike work, where the next day you can maybe do extra to make up for it, you have to be here for all of the trial. And so now we're down to 13. Only one more juror can be struck. They don't have many more alternates. We did have the first witnesses testify. The first was an FBI agent, then an ICE agent. Our third witness, also an FBI agent, talking about what happened as they tried to arrest Eduardo Flores Ruiz. That's where we'll continue on Tuesday morning.
Academic beefing with Rosenberg. They ain't released that video, whatchamacallit. Let me get with Ebro. He said Ebro breaks down. So I like to do the news flash. Candy, you want to get past?
Don't buy that camera. That's
of Trump and MAGA, okay? I just want to tell you why. You have new owners of the radio station, and they probably did an audit. They were paying you bozos millions of dollars.
Academic
words of scroll down, and we're going to show what Ebro in the morning was doing, okay? We want to show how they were giving it up. Let me see. We even figure out what they were doing in the morning. Okay. 9 days ago, 5,000 views. 9 days ago, 1.8 thousand, 1,800 views. Y'all are talking about the hottest topic. 50 and Diddy. There's 10 of y'all on the microphone. It's like 10 of y'all. Like, y'all are doing a sick rendition of the Joe Budden podcast, except with him, at least it works. At least Joe make it work.
Right.
Right? Oh, okay. I don't see the other niggas here, but that's how they were giving it up. 7,000 views. I want to be very clear. The channel has 3.9 million subscribers. Actually, 3.99, 4 million. And in 10 days, y'all couldn't average 1,000 views per day. I want to do some math for y'all, Ebro, in the morning. And Ebro, you seem to be, you're a well-spoken guy at times.
Academic going in on Ebro.
You probably don't like that. Actually, ain't you half Jewish? It's kind of interesting you were hating on Drake. But let me do the math on that for you, okay? I just want to do the math. So for 1 million views, it's about $4,000, $5,000 on YouTube. I'm giving random CPM here. Actually, it's actually a little bit less. It's about 3,000 on average, unless you're doing longer podcasts. But we're not going to get into that. Actually, let's go off. Let's be generous. 5,000. 1 million views, $5,000. What does that mean? 100,000 views is 500, right? If 1 million is 5,000, let's remove a zero off both. 100,000 is 500. Let's remove another zero. 10,000, right? Remove a zero off 100,000. Actually, I know you guys are visual learners. It's okay. I got you. I just want to show you something, Jack. Here we go. Brother, stop bringing up right wing and all that shit. I'm going to do the damn math of why you got fucking fired. Okay? I got you, brother. I'm the exit meeting you never got. You know, they give you the exit interview, like, yo, bro, you know, we're going to give you like $2,000 to get the fuck out of here. Hold on, what's it called? Let me go to my text. No, notepad. Let's just do the math like this, right? Okay, let's do the math. By the way, remember when I did this? Rookie of the year, I know I gave the Big X a plug. He's really not a rookie. I should have gave this to